Hey guys, it was a Beanball war tonight, and we're going to break it all down right here for episode 3 of Pitch. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All because of her,
Hey,
do you
hey.
like I should. Don't make me get back to the hood. Don't make me get back. I say bounce that shit like
Whoa. Hey. Of course, we had to start this out with Drake, and we'll talk. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about why. But first, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Janeisha John, and thank you guys for tuning in. And you can find me on all social media at Janeisha_Miss VI, and the rest of the panel right here.
What's up, everyone? My name is Sheldon White, and you can find me on all social media at Sheldon White 2.
Hey guys, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me online at AthletChick.
Now Drake, Drake,
I mean, stepping it up.
Had to play Drake.
Big bottle.
I know.
Come to my party in New York. Drake, why you don't send us a bottle?
I know, right? I know, and he was here recently too. So come on.
Power play.
That was a power play.
And she's just like,
I'm curious to know what Rihanna had to say about that. But let's jump right into the episode. Of course, we see that they start out kind of taking us 7 days ahead. Was it 7 days or 7 hours?
Hours.
7 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. And we see that basically they're gearing up for this game against the Cardinals. It's gonna be a big game.
Big game.
Big game, of course, because Tommy, had some issues with the pitcher, got his finger broken. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been the last time they played the Cardinals.
Exactly. So now it's payback Beanball war time.
It's on.
It's on. But let's jump back a bit. We also see they take us back a few hours, and we called it last week, but Mike and Amelia
It happened.
knocking boots.
Yeah.
We
You
saw it
guys,
coming.
We called it.
We did.
I'm pretty proud of this panel right now because that definitely happened.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. We girl folks, hook
It
up.
was so funny though when she went downstairs and she's like, "Oh, you don't have to make me breakfast. I gotta go." And he's like, "This isn't for you, but I'll whip you something up." That was so funny.
I mean,
Typical Mike and Amelia.
Yeah.
yeah. Amelia's like, whatever. You can tell what I like about, I guess, their dynamic is that, she's her own boss. She ain't got no time for him, really. It's like, and he, he's a playboy, but he, so I think they kind of know that this is just, for fun. Let's keep it hush hush. But I think
Curious how long it's gonna be hush hush though.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna come out.
of course. What do you think,
Sooner.
Jesse?
I agree. I think it's coming out because the way she ran down, which we'll probably talk about later, but it was kind of already giving it away. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I wonder what Ginny's gonna say.
It's only a matter of time.
I know, especially when Amelia admits to the fact that Ginny, I guess she idolizes Lawson so much, and their relationship is so interesting, which we'll definitely talk a little bit
Yes,
about
for sure.
later on.
Yes.
But their relationship is so interesting, and then I don't think that Ginny's gonna be totally comfortable with Amelia and Lawson. That's just that's kind of messy.
A lot of mixing up.
It's a little
lots of
messy.
Stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. Let's talk about the team though. Okay, we're in the room, the locker room, and they're getting ready to go play the Cardinals. Now, of course, coincidentally enough, Tommy's getting off the disabled list today, right? And so that means somebody got to go back down to the minors, right?
Oh, so sad.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought for sure it would be Jenny.
You thought it would be Jenny?
thought it
I
would be
did.
Jenny?
Yeah, I mean, I
What
know
the-
this is a show, but I was like, oh my gosh, like she's gonna go back down to the minors, then we're gonna have to see her there, then she's gonna come back up.
I could definitely see some drama and like a little subplot of it being Jenny. I can see that. I didn't think
I
it
was
was going to be her,
worried.
but I could see that definitely. It's
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from. I thought it was gonna be like a little battle between her and Tommy.
So did I.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that wasn't the case this episode.
Yeah.
We see them kind of form a weird alliance in some
Weird.
shape or form.
I know, and I've been trashing him this whole time, and I'm like, I like everybody except Tommy, and now I kind of like him.
I think he just needed some time. Same way Al needed some time to kind of warm up to
Yeah.
the idea of Jenny being around. I think Tommy just needed a little bit of time.
And
you know?
also, Jenny keeps stepping it up and proving herself. So
Yeah.
how long can you stay mad at her? You know?
True, especially if she's trying to be a badass, especially in this episode. So let's talk a little bit about. Okay, we'll get back to Tommy and Ginny's relationship and all that stuff, and who's gonna get sent down to the minors. But let's talk about Al. Al's about to get the boot. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was really gone. I was like, oh, Buck's
So did
gonna
I.
be there.
Too, and
Yeah.
like we said last week, I like Al.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Al go.
Right.
But I thought it was time.
I thought he was gone. I saw the backup guy. He was, I can't remember what
Is it Buck?
Buck, yes,
Buck. Yeah, I saw Buck there, and I was like, did they already get rid of him?
No.
And out of all the people that could, I mean, I'm glad Al's fine. But out of all the people, Buck, he's
You don't think he would be strong enough to hold the team? I think he's been such a, I guess I don't want to call it a sidekick, but he's been there and like kind of like a backup to Al the entire time. I think what better person to put in his shoes or to fill his shoes than your friend? And I like how Buck approached him like, yo, they're about to give you the boot.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that deserves this, I've been wanting to get a tan for a long time. Let me get out in the sun. Let me take over the reins. And I thought it was cool that he approached them about this. But then what I loved the most about that scenario is when Al was like, nah, bro, I'm fighting for my team, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not ready to let this go.
Exactly.
Got work to do.
Yeah, so I have to say, we're just gonna jump right into it. He was very strategic this episode.
Oh my gosh.
He's really smart. I was very impressed.
I was also impressed. First, I was like, is he having like an affair with somebody's wife? Like, who is this
Same
lady?
thing.
Like,
Gets thrown out, then all of a sudden he's got this nice dinner.
yeah, I
this
thought it was like
champagne.
Frank's wife or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So it was really strategic.
Yeah, I will say, because when we were watching it, I mentioned to you guys, I was like, I think he did this on purpose, because
You
we
said
didn't know for
that.
sure. But I was like, I think he did this on purpose. Like, why would you want to get thrown out on your last game?
Yeah.
Very
You
strategic.
are so smart.
Very strategic.
I would not have predicted that in him. Like I found him to be like loyal to his team, and he definitely, his heart was there, and he clearly had done a good job. But I didn't see that he had the strategic side until now, because he almost like kept it in until he needed to use it, and then he went for it. You know.
But I mean, he makes that very point towards the end of the episode, and I'm jumping ahead, of course, when he says, you know, people have a tendency to underestimate me.
Yeah.
I know my ball club. This is my ball club, you know, and so he knows the ins and outs and who really has the say at the end of the day, you know.
Right.
So I was the boss in this entire episode. Like, he handled himself
I'm happy.
very
I'm
well.
happy.
Me too.
So shout out to you, Al. We love it. We love it. But I thought it was genius that he brought. Her name is Maxine.
I couldn't tell if it was Maxine.
Maxine Armstrong. Yes.
Got it.
And he brought her down. He was like,
Maxine.
I'm gonna wine and dine and tell you how this is gonna go. Okay, you guys are gonna give me till the end of the season, then I'll gracefully retire.
If you want me to.
If you want me to, and you're gonna give this to Buck.
Right.
Yep.
And he said the reason you're doing that is because what's going to happen is if I get fired, it's going to get blamed on Ginny, basically.
The
which
media
is
would
totally
take
unfair.
over,
Oh,
which they
yeah.
totally would.
He's so right.
Yeah.
He's thinking 3 steps ahead.
It's genius. So genius. And I like that Maxine took it. She was like, you're right. I'm gonna run with it. You know what's best for this ball club. Let's handle this.
And she handled it.
Let's take it a step further. Let's move into the office with Frank, who thought that he really put up that $700 million to buy the club. I
Yeah.
mean, to buy the team. But we find out that that's not really the case. What was you guys remember the name of the
Just
Aaron Tech?
Aaron Tech, yep.
Yeah. So Frank is actually just the CEO of Aaron Tech, who are the ones that actually purchased
Right.
the Padres. So
And apparently Aaron Tech's not doing that great on its own.
Frank has been slipping a little bit in his job. So you have some nerve, Frank. How you gonna call out Al on his job and you're not doing what you're supposed to do?
I know. He was acting all big and bad all this time.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome to see her come in and kind of just like own him.
Take him
And
out,
he
yeah.
seemed so small in that moment. I was like, this is what he deserves. It's
I
karma.
thought he was going to leave, though.
I did
didn't
too,
think he was going to
actually.
back down. I thought he was too stubborn of a person, and I thought he was going to be. He says he was like, "This is going to be an ugly divorce between us," and I thought he would have gone for that, but instead he kept his
Listen,
job.
you do not want to mess with the woman in power, apparently, is what this episode was about. Because Maxine didn't even blink. She's like, listen.
She's like, "Get ready."
It'd
And I
be
love
sad
that.
to see you go.
And I love how they have another female in charge
There
of
we go.
something else.
Yeah, this
It's interesting. It's like the whole series.
woman
I love
empowerment,
it.
right?
So watch out, guys. Seriously.
But yeah, so I definitely love how Maxine handled that. And then of course, we miss a very important part of all of this. Oscar. Oscar definitely, regardless of the fact that Frank has been trying to get Oscar to get rid of Al, Oscar has had Al's back from day one.
I know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did the decoy thing. He's like, you might want to check for her upstairs.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
I think
him
she's in the
backstage.
luxury suites. Oh, that's a great place to check. He's awesome.
He seemed a little all over the place, but still together.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, there was a lot going on, but I think his daughter only added to him being all over the place.
I think he was trying to keep himself distracted about having
could
to tell
totally
his
see
daughter
that.
about the divorce.
Which was so wild because, I mean, the whole time they're like, did you tell her yet? Did you tell her yet? And he's just like, oh, no. And he's just running away from this issue that the daughter knows. And to me, it was this weird moment of the daughter being the adult.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was 100% the adult in that situation.
She's so mature and so gorgeous.
So,
She
she was
is.
great.
Yeah.
She was.
I hope we see
Cutie
more
pie.
of Daniela.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I really loved how she handled herself. She knows the sport. She was there talking about, Ginny did that on purpose. I was like, you go, girl. You know the sport. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, she was great.
Okay, so we touched a little bit on Oscar, and we've been seeing throughout the entire episode, little flashbacks. We like these flashbacks, don't
I
we?
do.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Yeah.
them.
But this time,
It's always with new stuff.
It's so
They
new.
always had so many new elements in them. It's great.
I think it's exciting because we get to see that Ginny had a very interesting past leading up to where she is right now in the majors, and so of course we found out about Boo thing, Trevor.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, let's talk about Trevor. What you guys think about that situation? Find out about her ex-boyfriend.
I thought it was very smart of them to explain why she is so about her rule. She's like, I don't date other ball players.
Yeah.
And I've known that she's been that way, and I just assumed it was just to protect herself a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see that it was just much more layered than that, you know?
My question is this, and maybe I'm playing devil's advocate, but what, like, if you found somebody and you're with them, and regardless of if you guys are, playing against, on different teams, or whatever the case may be, this is your boo, this is your man. Like, what's the big deal? If you guys are in a committed relationship, you're in a committed relationship, and that's just what it is. I think her concern was, of course, having other guys approach her, and you just kind of, guys may not respect her as much because they know that she messed around with a fellow ball player. But if that's your guy, that's your guy. And if you guys are in a relationship, like, I just don't see why it was such a bad thing.
Yeah, it's such a tough situation because I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think for her, she wants to be known as one of the guys in the clubhouse. And if she's known to date another ball player, that's gonna
Make it complicated.
yeah, and then other guys are going to be in the locker room well, what does she think of me? And could we have a chance? And she's that's her rule, no ball players.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And also, I think anytime anyone hits on her ever, this is a little scar on her somewhere. I can just, you can see that because she handles herself well.
Yeah.
But it's a little wound,
I think she's afraid to be vulnerable. It's oh, you're dating, so now people can take jabs at her. Now they can,
You're right.
push the fact, oh, well, you dated him, now why you can't date me. I get it. At the same time, too, it's just you feel for somebody, you feel for somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
You care about them, you could be in a relationship, and that's just what it is. I don't know if there aren't rules that say you can't date somebody that play in the same league as you. Are there? I don't
would
know.
imagine not.
I don't think that should be a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But then I could also see where it'd be a conflict of interest if they were playing each other, and it's oh, you're taking it easy on her because that's your girl,
Right.
or you're taking it easy on him because that's your guy, So I don't know.
It would be fun to see Evelyn out there if that was the case.
Oh my God. I love
Go
her.
for it.
Let's talk about Evelyn and Blip. First of all, okay, we're jumping. Let's talk about the little fight scene. They the Beanball War, because this episode is all about the Beanball War, right? First of all, I thought it was really dope that Ginny was like, you know what? You beamed one of my players. I got you.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Nobody wanted her to do it.
Right.
She was like, I don't care. I'm still doing it. She's such a badass.
Yeah, she is.
The only person I think that was like, you so dope. Tommy was like, yeah, you know? So,
it was the first time we saw Tommy really show some sort of support
Yeah.
really for her. It was great.
did you guys see him tackle old boy?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious, but of course we did see the little moment of where she got surprised to see her ex-boyfriend actually be the catcher on the team, which we all kind of thought, well, wouldn't she know who's on this actual roster?
Yeah.
I was shocked that she was so shocked by it. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe I was just shocked by it. but you'd think she would know where he was. I know that she's been so focused on what she has to do in her tasks that she didn't think about it because she couldn't go there.
Yeah.
But I was surprised she was shocked.
Well, and he actually said that he was going to the Cardinals minor league system. So, and he was going to AAA. So it's like, how did you not know that he was?
together.
Yeah, that he was eventually getting there.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe because minors and majors are two different things, and maybe she just hasn't been following what's going on with him because she's been caught up in her own stuff. But I would still think that day, like, you would know who's on the lineup, right?
Exactly.
Right,
As a
for
pitcher,
sure.
like, you want to see who you're facing, and you know you're going to have to face this catcher, and this is his last name. Maybe they don't have the full name on there, and
But
you
even
had
if
to
you
have
saw the
seen
first
him.
name, you'd think that you
Well,
would.
usually
Right.
don't they usually initial in the last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't
you
you
would
think
still
you're
know.
like, oh, he's a
Right.
catcher and he was in the minors, he was in AAA, so maybe he moved up by now. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a huge
I was
oversight.
shocked,
Yeah.
though.
I was
As an
shocked too. I
audience
had
member.
no idea.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, they were about to walk her. Like, this picture's literally about to walk her, and she was like, "Are you guys afraid to hit me?" Like she wanted to get hit. I don't know if she just wants so badly to be received as one of the guys that you would put yourself out there like that. But they just would not budge. And so she's like, "Well, why are you guys so afraid?" And then of course we see it's because of
Right.
he's calling those balls. So
I was curious too if they had hit her, how the audience and the stands and the fans, how they all would have responded to her being hit.
I think it would have been headlines for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
But one thing, I don't know if you guys caught it. I could be a little wrong. I think the pitcher was telling Lawson that I didn't plan to hit her. Like this, that would bring me no satisfaction. Basically, like so. Like I don't know. I think it was brave of Ginny to like
Oh yeah.
egg on this war.
Do you know how bad that would hurt? He was throwing like 97
miles per
yeah.
hour.
I didn't want to think about it.
I would cry so bad. I'd probably like break some bones, cry, not be able to come back in the game.
Yeah. Well,
So she is a badass.
yeah, she's badass.
Yeah.
She chucked off. Oh, like what? She
know.
was ready to fight.
I know.
Going
I loved
for
it.
it.
I loved it.
And then of course we see that like we said earlier, that dive by Tommy. Tommy was just like
I know. He was like the first one out there.
he was out
He was
there.
the first one. He charged full force.
He was out there. And then now to get into this Evelyn and Blip situation, Evelyn's like, "Get in there, Blip.
Yeah.
What are you doing?" Evelyn is so passionate about the game.
know.
She's so fun.
She's so funny.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think her and Blip are they're so perfect for each other.
They are.
Yeah. But it's crazy because I feel like she's the hothead and Blip is a little more like level-headed in certain
Right.
aspects.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get in trouble. We're gonna lose $10,000.
It was funny. He was like, "I know that $10,000 is just a bag for you, but I
I
don't.
know.
I don't want to lose
That's
that
a lot
money."
of money to me. She needs to go on like. They need to make like basketball or baseball wives, and she
I
needs
was
to go on that show because she would be amazing.
Housewives.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's awesome. So let's talk a little more about Trevor and Ginny's relationship. Now, of course, they go way back. They used to play against each other. She would strike his butt out, all the time. What do you guys think about when he lied? Because he clearly lied. He knew he
Yeah.
was getting scouted. And he lied to her and told her, "Yeah, I'm planning to drop out. I mean, out of the game and go to school."
Right.
Do you think it was a little deceiving on his part?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I liked their relationship all the way up till then. If you
Yeah,
just
I
just
agree.
look at the flashback, how he like tried to buy her a drink and then he just did that and then he stepped away and then he tried to pay for dinner, but he was just I don't think at that time he wasn't lying. At that time
Yeah.
he was being a good guy, but when he started
Right.
having his secrets and not sharing them, and it was just disappointing. I can see why she was disappointed.
I could see why she was upset as well.
Because I bet had he gone to her and been like, I'm
Honest.
getting scouted
Yeah.
all of a sudden, this is happening, they wouldn't be where they are now.
She
at
wouldn't
least.
have budged. Yeah. I think it was very deceiving for him to lie to her. I think she had every right to be upset. At the same time, too, I think his intentions were pure in the sense that he genuinely liked her and he had intentions of being
Yeah.
with her and all this stuff. But it was like, your stupid rule, let's break that stupid rule. And he did that, and he did it he did it in a weird way. So, yeah, I understand why Ginny's mad. Because, like, that's, like, you know, you're not being honest. Like, nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody who's not honest.
Right.
Especially when it comes to something that's so important to her. The game is important to her. And being respected by the fellow guys is so important as well. So
Right.
don't, you know, take advantage of that.
Right, and I totally agree with that. Like, if he was really respecting her,
Yeah.
I think he would have done, you know, what you said and just, like, been honest right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because he knows the situation.
Exactly. And how could he keep that a secret? He must have been so excited about that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he held it all in.
Listen, she came out to one of his games. That's a big deal for like you coming
yeah.
to somebody's game, yeah, and have all these groupies behind you talking, looking at you all stink eye. But you know, I like the fact that she was open to, you know, just open to the idea of, you know, having a relationship, being in love, and all that stuff. I would
Yeah.
love to see more. So I'm hoping the writers put that in. You know, just her being in that girlfriend, you know, very lovey-dovey moment. Like, I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah. So
They
I
had
hope we
great
get to
chemistry.
yeah.
We did.
I hope to see more of it. Maybe not with him. We'll get into predictions about that later. I'm trying to think. Of course, we what did we miss here? I think we kind of just breezed through everything just now.
It's a
Whoa,
quick breeze through.
it really was. Of course, we also see Oscar's been looking for a translator the entire show. The entire show. Can somebody please speak Korean? Like, Elliot tried.
He said hi. And
Said
bye.
hi, bye.
And he's like, that might work. Nope.
No, but yeah, it was interesting to see them kind of try to find somebody to let him off easily, and of course Al came through clutch. It was like,
He came through, and I bet he learned it after. Like, I bet he learned it later in life. I bet he had a player, and he wanted to learn how to communicate. I just love Al. Like, that's what I think happened. I don't think he's just known how to speak Korean his whole life. I
Right.
think that he had a player, and he wanted to be able to communicate.
he probably got one of those little books, books, and was like, okay, let me learn a few. That's awesome.
It was awesome.
That's really awesome.
He was just like so fluent and good about it,
Yeah.
and when the guy was talking back to him, he was great.
I'm curious to know, like, what that must be like, because Woo Jun is in there laughing at stuff that he has no
was
idea what
great.
they're talking about.
That was great.
I know.
Lips like, you don't even know what we're saying, and he was like, ah.
I know, and I feel like how hard would that be to like be on a team where you can't quite communicate with somebody?
Exactly.
Oh, it'd be so
Like,
hard.
how do you mesh together? And that happens.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think just as outside, they seem to be like a close knit sort of family,
Right.
with the exception of sometimes them treating Ginny a little awkwardly. But we even see that towards the end. You know, of course, Tommy's like, "Yo, you had my back. I had your back." They both get kicked out of the game, but
Yeah.
towards the end, he was like, "You can come with," you know.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the first of many, you know, I guess alliances that they will form. We'll call it an alliance, yeah. And I thought it was pretty cool.
I like how the show, we talked about this last week. Last week I was like, I want more baseball. And then they know what you,
They
they seem to
gave
know
you
what
baseball.
you want.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a show that's done a good job at being for a huge audience.
Yeah.
You know, even if you might not be the biggest baseball fan,
Yeah.
like it's so engaging, it's so easy to follow, and then the next episode's about how the media is handling it. I just think they're doing a
Right.
really smart job with it.
Yeah, I agree. One thing we did not touch on, which I thought was very important, and I think we'll probably see more of a conflict between the two later on, is Amelia and Mike. When, first of all, we know that Amelia is very passionate about protecting Ginny. You know, she has to get this money now. We don't know how long she's going to be in the game. Mike's telling her, like, no, like, I think for a rookie, like, she's doing some amazing things. I could see her being here for the long run. But Amelia, like, literally comes down to the box and is screaming at Mike, like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know. I didn't know if they had hooked up, or, well, obviously they hooked up, but had they not hooked up, I could still see her going down there and screaming at Mike.
For sure.
That's
exactly.
her. So I thought, I like that he was like, you shouldn't do this, you can't do this, but it didn't seem very shocking to me at all. That
So you figured that she would have done that regardless if
I
they knocked
do. I
lips.
totally think she would have done that regardless. She would have went after him too, because she kind of has any sort of relationship with him, and
Right, and he's like the leader of
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go down, that's the guy that you would scream at, right?
I still think she would have gone to the coach. I think she
you
was
think?
just pulling. Yeah, I think she was pulling her card with him. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Well,
handle
Or
this.
Blip. I guess it could have
Oh,
been
it could have
Blip
been
too.
Blip,
'cause
yeah.
they have a friendship.
True, but I still think she would have gone to coach first. I think, you know, once you know you have an in a situation, especially like her she
personality.
she
Right.
works her connects.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I could see Amelia going on like, yo, what you doing? Deal with this. Like, you got to fix this. We can't have her getting hurt, you know? And so I agree with you, Sheldon. I like how Mike dealt with it. Like, you can't do this. I get, we got whatever. You can't do this. And so I'm interested to see where I see, maybe I'm jumping ahead with predictions, but I do see some conflict between the two.
Yeah, I don't mean to jump ahead, but I do too, because just like you said, how, or maybe you said it, Sheldon, but somebody said that, you know, Mike was saying, like, I like her chances in staying here, and she was saying, you know, she has to make her money while she's still here.
Right now, yep.
Yeah. So I'm almost thinking, like, do you not believe in your player?
I think she doesn't I don't think she understands the game, or maybe I know she knows the potential of Ginny, but I think she's just looking at it from, you know, agent's perspective. Is like, okay, this is her time, we have to capitalize on her time now, we're gonna ride this wave as long as we can,
of course,
versus somebody like Mike who has that expertise and is like, I see something about this girl and she knows the game and she's going to be here for the long run, you know?
Right.
So I think that's where the conflict is, kind of.
Yeah.
It makes
And
sense.
it does make sense. And I mean, there's no women in Major League Baseball. So, like, realistically, and she's a businesswoman. So it's like, let's do this while you're still here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't say that to, like, somebody who's on her team, because then he can go back and be like, hey, your agent doesn't even believe that you can make it.
It's a little risky.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
risky, yeah.
Kind of makes it seem like she feels like this whole thing is sort of like a, not gimmicky, it might be a strong word, but like sort of like a gimmick. It's for a time being, you know?
For sure. A short
So-
money grab.
Yeah. And
It's
I
more
might
than
just,
that.
and I might just be reading too far into this too.
No.
Because people might be doing this, but I'm just like, that I was just like, no. Like, this girl is, I mean, she's still here. They're sending a player down over her. So
Right.
she's like keeping her spot.
Yeah. And she, again, we touched on it a little bit, but she's so brave of the fact that she egged on this beanball
Oh,
war.
yeah.
And she's just like doing things, just stepping outside of the box.
I know. I love it.
I love it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shout out to you, Ginny. All right, guys, did we miss anything else? I think we kind of touched on everything.
You're probably going to get into this, but I was thinking about the discussion at the end with Trevor and Ginny.
Oh, let's talk about that. First of all, before we get into that,
Yeah.
Mike has a problem with her talking to Mr. Trevor. Why are you talking to the guy from the opposite team? We almost got into a fight with him. Why are you talking to him?
Yeah.
I think he's right.
I think he knew something was up. I think he saw right through it, because it's not Ginny it hasn't been her. I mean, she's been feisty, but not to kind of start fights and things like that. So I think he just saw right through it. He knew there was a backstory and he wanted to know.
Like, why are you talking to him? You were just about to punch him in the face. Like,
Right.
something's up. I don't know. I'm still trying to read Trevor. Like, I want to say he's genuine, but how did all your stuff just happen to get hacked into? I don't know.
Oh, you think?
I don't know.
No.
Do you think he sold that stuff?
No.
I don't.
What if his new girlfriend did? Well, no.
Does he have a new girlfriend?
I don't know.
So many questions, you know.
Yeah.
I just always find it to be convenient when certain things happen like that. And he kept stressing the fact that she's the most famous person in the world. I mean, granted, he did say he was trying to get a hold of her for a while. Mm-hmm. And like, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. But
was he trying to get a hold of her and she wouldn't respond? So now he's coming out with this just
to get her attention.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I like, you know, I could be all over the place.
things.
Just like
I
on
know.
reality shows and how
I
people
know.
conveniently have, you know, sex tapes leak
yeah.
or, you know,
Right.
pictures of
Exactly.
this, nudes or whatever.
I don't think he would have done it on purpose. From the character.
hope not.
I hope not. From the
too.
character I saw in the beginning of the relationship.
But he lied in the beginning of the relationship too.
I know, but I liked it. And not
I
the
did
lie,
too,
but-
though. I did too until he got on that bus and they had that little interaction. Then I was like, oh, this is not right.
He could be bad news for all we know.
It could
And then
be
he
bad
kept
news.
stressing, like, you know, with all of this going on, the fame and stuff like that, you need to have somebody who's got your back. and like a golf buddy or whatever that he said.
Yeah.
Was he trying to say me, like him?
He was, because remember they had that interaction where they were playing golf.
They were playing golf.
And he kept stressing like nobody knows it's here, and like just free up,
Come
let's
back.
just be my girl, and let's I still think he has real feelings for Ginny. I just think that he needs to like respect her boundaries. He just kind of does things his own way, or to get her to budge. I don't like it. Something about it just doesn't sit well with me. We'll have to see. I could be reading too deeply into this, but I kind of think he's a little bad news. So
if he is bad news, I think before that they're gonna have some sort of positive reconnection, and then we'll find that out later.
we got some stuff for predictions.
Yeah,
That's what we got.
TV predictions.
Wait. Before we get into predictions, sorry guys, I just had a little bit of news and gossip. Nothing too big. It's
AfterBuzz TV News.
love how our engineers are on point. Shout out to you guys in the booth. Okay, so I ran up on this article, and I'll read a little bit of it. It's a little long. So Parents TV Council is trying to get Fox to move pitch to another time slot, another day slot, so that it can survive. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so you guys know it's NFL season. The games are going on and all this stuff. The time that the actual show plays on a Thursday, Shonda Rhimes Thursdays and all of this stuff.
On Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football.
Why would you compete with?
Exactly.
That's a good market for you.
So let me read a little bit of this article. The Parents Television Council is not known for pestering this is actually from a website called Deadline Hollywood News. So I'm just quoting what they said. The Parents Television Council is not known for pestering broadcast networks with advice as to how to make sure one of their primetime series succeeds, but that's what the TV Watchdog Group did this morning, urging Fox to move new pitch to a different day and time slot to ensure this show's success.
Wow.
What they're saying, they're reaching out to advertisers to encourage the support for this move, because it climbed from, I guess the first show, it was about 1.1. Oh, wait, hold on. It says in its premiere last month, climbed from its lead-in, but logged a 1.1 in the age group 18 to 49, and 4.2 million viewers in live plus same day. They're urging Fox to ensure that pitch hits a home run with families by airing it on a different night that doesn't conflict with other family-oriented sports programming such as NFL broadcasts. They said the group is saying that families are hungry for TV shows that can be enjoyed by and are safe for the entire family, and that pitch is a rare option in the TV universe. Also citing because of its inspirational female lead character. So I think their concern is that, this is a wholesome program for families. Kids can watch this. Well, some parts, of course, have a few sexy scenes, but it's still, pretty PG, I would say.
Yeah.
And so I think it's notable that they're trying to make this move because it's such a great show.
It is getting really good. This episode was really good. So I totally agree.
Yeah, I know. As soon as the episode was you're like, this was a really good episode.
That was a great episode.
So I mean, I'm curious to see where it goes. I will definitely keep up on it and keep you guys posted.
Yeah,
but I think it's interesting, and if our followers, if you guys are have any news on that or any news and gossip, feel free to hashtag us on Twitter. Let us know so we can read it up here on the after show, and that's hashtag ABTV pitch. All right, or you can at me or any of the panel, and we'll tell you our handles later. But be sure to do that, and we'll make sure that we get your news and gossip on here. Or if you have some cool fan art or anything like that, let us know. Send it our way. Okay. All right, guys. Are you ready for predictions?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh, Sheldon, you look like you're ready.
I don't want to
no.
go first because I have the same.
We have similar ones.
I know.
Okay, we'll have to share them. Sheldon, you get to go first again.
I get to go first this time too. Well, I'm a little stealing off because I saw the previews for next week.
Okay.
But I am
good.
super excited to see the mom.
Hey.
I am so excited to see Ginny and her mom's relationship. I think there were quotes like, I lost my daughter to baseball, and I'm really excited to see how that all plays out. That's a good one for me.
That's it? That's the one for you?
I think that's the one for me right now.
Okay.
Okay, the one for me, and I'm not going to go into it because I know you have a similar prediction, but I think Mike Lawson and Ginny are gonna like each other or something's gonna happen. I don't know. Like, I think he likes her and he like doesn't want to say anything. It's like a weird relationship, and I can't. And people online are saying like, oh no, he's like a big brother to her, and I'm thinking no. Like, I think there's more interest than that. So I think this is gonna cause some tension between her and Amelia. So
Yes, ma'am. I have to piggyback off of that. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're dropping these subtle clues about there being something. We see the way that Mike looks at Ginny at sometimes. It may not be like, okay, like he wants her, you know?
Right.
But there's just something more, and more than just like, oh, I'm your big brother, you know?
Right. Well, and did you see how when Amelia said, oh yeah, she still has your player card, or your
blushed.
card, and she has your posters up, and he was like, what? She has posters of me in her room?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like all into it, so I don't know, but...
And not to mention when Amelia and Mike were walking and Ginny kind of just popped up like, hey, you guys. Like, I think the way the writers are, you know, putting this together is to drop subtle clues as to what may unfold.
I know.
And I have a strong feeling that, again, we're like you said, we're going to see a little bit of conflict between Amelia and Ginny.
I like Ginny and Mike together.
You like them together?
Yes, I do. And my mom keeps telling me, no, there's no way. He's way too old for her.
He's a bit old for her.
And he is, but I don't know. I like them together for some reason.
I don't. I think, to give another prediction, I think Tommy and Ginny might actually hit it
called
off a
that.
little bit.
You
Because
called that what week?
yes.
Week 1, maybe?
I don't know
Look at
what
you.
week, but that was a good
was-
prediction.
yeah.
I feel like
definitely did not see
the
coming.
most passion comes from I guess people who may not get along initially. Like you know, like in grade school,
Right.
the guys that like you are the ones that are always teasing you and pulling your hair and like hitting you and stuff. So I think that's kind of where the relationship started, and I think he's growing extremely fond of her. And you know, he's young, he's a little hottie too. So we'll see.
I got one more, too.
Okay, go ahead, go for it.
The president. I can't think of his name.
Frank.
I think there's going to be some pushback from this whole thing.
So you think he's playing it cool right now just to maintain his position?
Yes, and I think that there will be some manipulative behavior on his
And
part.
I think Oscar's gonna come and save the day. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I had another prediction. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm hoping that we see more of Willie.
Where is Willie?
Willie?
Yeah, Willie's gone again.
I'm hoping we see more of Willie.
Love Willie.
Have we seen Willie in present day or just in flashbacks?
No, just in flashbacks.
It was recent flashbacks,
Exactly,
a couple years maybe.
I'm
Yes.
curious. Right when Amelia came into the picture, so I'm
Yeah.
curious to see where he is right now and what's going on, because he
Yes.
hasn't been to the games. Like, what's going on? Like, why
Where is
hasn't
their
he been to the games?
relationship at this point?
And I think Mama has something to do with it.
I agree.
And dad's dad.
Well, Daddy too.
Dad's
yeah.
dad.
Yeah, I
So-
think it's going to be an emotional episode next
Yeah.
week.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have another prediction.
Yeah.
I predict that the selfies are going to be leaked.
Yes, they definitely will.
And I think we're going to find out more about this Trevor character. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but I think we're definitely going to find out more about his character.
I'm curious what those selfies look like too.
I mean, they're selfies. You could only go
Are
by
they
this.
just selfies?
You know what? Never mind.
Right. Exactly. That's my point.
All right, guys. I think that was it. That's everything, right? All right. So you know what that means. We just have to stay tuned until next week, where we'll see more action, more pitch action right here. And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You know, again, send us any info, any fan art, any suggestions, anything that you want to send us, and you can send it to my hashtag on all social media. Not the hashtag, my handle. Sorry, at Janeisha_Miss VI, and you can find these fine folks.
Sheldon White 2 on all social media.
And you can find me at Athletic on all social media as well.
All right. Until next week, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.